Hi, this is Sushant Singh Rajput and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
It's difficult to comprehend if Sushant Singh Rajput has picked his character from Dhoni or Dhoni has been behaving like Sushant all this while. Well, that's what Mukesh Chabra has said recently, and we have with us Sushant Singh Rajput finally. He's just hit the ball out of the park, scored a century, and that too a handsome one. Sushant, pleasure having you back on Bollywood Hungama, and huge congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, it happens rarely that you feel elevated after watching a performance, and that definitely happened with me after watching Dhoni, and I had tears in my eyes, and you know, I'm a crazy movie watcher. I love watching movies, and I wait for good experiences that totally just fill you up with, and that's definitely that happened with M.S. Dhoni. How's been the last few days for you?
Last few days I've been prepping for my next film. Takado, Homi and Jani.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Will be
has posted.
Directing it, and Pariniti, me and Irfan, we are the star cast.
Correct. Yeah.
So yeah, I've been practicing guitar. I've been reading my scripts, and I've been getting messages. Many messages lately. So I'm trying to reply to everybody, because I'm not very good with phones. So I'm trying my best to reply to everybody.
And you're a bit of an introvert from whatever I've known you in the last few years.
Yeah.
But the sort of sudden attention that has been there, which has been, I think, much more than what it must have been, like say for your earlier movies, like you're going to Taj Lands End for just doing your workout, and you're coming out and you're having all those people, the staff, and they're just felicitating you, and they're just having a cake for you.
Right.
Is there something different, and is there something that you're enjoying?
Yeah, of course, these things never used to happen before. But one thing that has been constant all this while was I never carry any emotion forward. I know this thing for sure, that okay, this is something that excites me, my work, and I want to do it again and again in different ways, that hence different films and different characters. So it keeps me going. But apart from that, any good feedback or any bad feedback, I'm not saying that they don't matter. Of course they matter. When you tell me that you like the film, I definitely feel good. But it has nothing to do with how I'm going to approach my next film. That's completely different. So I don't carry forward any emotions. So whenever, like in Taj, what they did, I felt nice about it. But after I stepped out, it was there. The emotions were quite left there.
Okay, now something like Dhoni, I think it definitely happens rarely as far as Hindi movie is concerned. It has become the highest grossing biopic ever as far as Indian movies are concerned. And you know, the amount of effort that has gone into making this film, that is something which is in a way most praiseworthy, because you're playing the teenage Dhoni, and then just gradually various stages of Dhoni as well. When we look at this movie, then we understand that how much effort it must have gone into it. When you look back at the entire experience, how do you look back at it?
Yeah, but then see, there's a difference in the approach. If my whole agenda is what I'm going to get out of this film, then the entire process of shooting and prepping for the film would seem very, I've given up 1.5 years to this film, and then worked on so many different things. So then these things matter in a way that, I've slogged so much. If that's the agenda, if that is not the agenda, and if this is what keeps me going, then I'm hunting and craving for things that I don't know how I'm gonna, do. So all these different challenges, like I said, so there were like 3 to 4 different Dhonis in the film. So intonations, the change in the body language, also matching the real Dhoni, and then also not losing my take on the character. So these things excite me. So it's not like, okay, now I've got the phal for all the hard work that I did in terms of box office numbers, but it was take by take by take by take.
Okay, now let's just try and just dissect both your performance as a cricketer as well as like an actor in terms of emotionality and everything, because I think a lot of people would be keen to just find your views on that. When it comes to cricketer Dhoni that you've played, you've played at at various junctures.
Yeah.
The teenage Dhoni, when he just comes to his coach and says that मुझको आप भेजिए,
हमको भी चांस दीजिए ना,
हमको भी चांस दीजिए, वीक टीम में जो है,
वीक टीम के साथ स्कोर करके क्या मिलेगा?
हाँ. So that confidence which is bordering on a bit of like confident arrogance in a way as well, and which is proved right once he goes on the field and the way he scores over there. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that hunger which had been always there, and the confidence in his own self which translated into numbers.
So see, the way we look at it is like it's borderline arrogance. But the thing is that the guy doesn't know anything, and he doesn't have any pretense. Like there is a way that we have set. There are. I know that I'm talking to somebody, and this is the status, and so this is the way I have to speak, and so it happens in a fraction of a second, and then I talk to the guy. So there is a dilution in what I think and in what I say. So there is a difference. But with this guy, he's very upfront. What he thinks is what he's saying. He would remain quiet if that's what is required. But that's what he was thinking at that point in time, and he just went to the coach and is giving proper logical explanation that if I hit a century against a weak team, it doesn't matter anything, because that's not my agenda. My agenda is to really go out there and play all these tough balls, and let's see that what I can do. So he's being very upfront and honest, not arrogant. So, but this is how we look at things, because there is a unsaid, the pattern of talking with each other.
Right. Now, the hunger for learning new shots, the hunger for learning new things is something which comes across nicely. The manner in which he just learns the helicopter shot and that samosa and all that bit. And the way you play it as well, I think is something which is, because we've seen quite a few actors who played cricketers or various other sports. Some have been convincing, some maybe have not been that convincing. But it looks like 100% convincing that entire, the way the helicopter shot is going is something brilliant. So if you can talk about the learning part, that hunger for learning that Dhoni has, and the way you portray that. And one very important point is when he's not selected for, I think, under 19. And when he says that let's celebrate Balushahi and Balushahi party karte hain, that maybe I need to work harder. I think that's hugely inspiring, and maybe that's the reason why the guy reached where he reached actually.
Of course. So the first thing, the hunger for learning. I mean, I can totally connect with that, because there is nothing else that will stick to you. I mean, if I am thinking, this is something that I've discussed in many platforms lately. I don't know whether people get it or not, but I have started from nothing, absolutely nothing. It's not even zero, it's like minus, because I was doing something else. There was a momentum to become an engineer, and suddenly I discovered this thing that I really like, and I start doing it. But at the same time, as a kid, I also had many dreams, like common dreams. I'll buy my own house, and I'll buy this car, it's a luxury car. So these things were there. And now when I started following my my dream, in the sense of changing my career, I started earning money to an extent that I could actually afford all these things. What happened, that while I was doing my work, I also was realizing this fact that everything that I stayed with for so many years, for 20 years of my life, thinking that one day I'll get this and then I'll arrive, I'll be successful. Those things just stayed with me for a few days. And I very quickly got used to owning those things, and there was no excitement left. So I was like, oh, this is not the way to go. But then the only way to go is to be myopic. So another goal, but it doesn't give you anything. The entire process will bore you until unless you get something, and it will just hit you for few days and then again. So it's like 95% of boredom and 5% of excitement. But if you do something every day that excites you, you will get all those things, you'll get the spikes in between, but at the same time you're enjoying the entire process. This is the hunger for learning that I understood with my experience of my life, and that is what was punctuated in the film as well. And it's the same approach that I did for learning all the cricketing skills. Because Kiran More sir was there, who was training me for like 12 months. Proper structure he had. He's like first 3-4 months, no MS, just proper cricketing shots and proper basics of wicket keeping. So just so you look like a cricketer to me and you feel like a cricketer when you are doing it. So that happened for 3-4 months. And then there was an analyst on board. So what he would do is, it was very easy in a sense because we had a fixed outward. This is how I have to become. And this is where I am right now. We just need to bridge the gap. So he would, like helicopter shots. So what he would do is he would break down the helicopter, one shot of MS, into 6 different frames. So you can see the exact back position, exact feet position, exact head position. And he would also try to explain the shift of balance and weight.
Sure.
So, and then we had a bowling machine, and he would do the same shot again and again and again till the time you start looking like that. So, and cricket excites everybody in India. And I had MS kit also to keep me going. So it was like the same bats and same helmet and all. So with time, I think it was not a very hard effort. Just me investing time in a very excited way. That's it.
No, I'm sure since you had planned it properly, maybe because of that you say that it was not that difficult, but it definitely must have been, because to look like a replica of someone and that too so convincing is something which is definitely not easy. Now coming to the entire failure part.
But can I add to that? We need skills to disappoint you. We as an actors need skills to disappoint you, because I have seen in last 3-4 films the kind of work, the kind of technicians, the slogging for so many months in the post-production just to make sure that people think that you are the character. The editors, the background.
No, that I understand.
Everything is there with us. Even the audience, they know that I'm not Dhoni, but they still want to come and watch it. So they are with me. So I have to do something diametrically, drastically jarring and opposite to disappoint you. So it is not that difficult as it seems if we just concentrate on simple things, simple basic things, and we do it.
You know, that definitely is there, but let me be more specific. Like we've had like an Azhar in recent times, and frankly the cricketers which were there, and even Imran was very good as far as the emotion part is concerned. But when it comes to playing the shots and all the shots and everything, the way it was portrayed on screen, it happened like a few months back, and the way you portrayed, after all the technique that you have, you know, you still have to hit the ball with the right technique. It should look convincing as a viewer. But I'm being very honest actually, and the way you've performed as far as the cricketer is concerned is definitely it looks like almost like what like a cricketer will do, and like a professional cricketer. So
Thanks.
In spite of the fact कि आप बहुत humble हो चुके हैं, मैं समझ सकता हूँ उसको.
I'm being slightly
I understand that,
honest,
because you know, even what you discuss about the VFX part and a lot of other things as well. You can speed up certain shots, and you can do a lot of things. But the fact is कि वो जो एक either it is there or not there. कि आपने जो shot आपने खेला है,
exactly.
या तो वो आपने खेला है या फिर आपने नहीं खेला है.
You cannot improve a bad shot into a good shot, but you can improve a good shot into a very good shot.
Definitely, yeah. So that thing is there. Yeah. Okay, now coming to the failure part of it, he goes through a lot of failures. He goes through a lot of talk that his contemporaries like KF and other people they've reached where they've reached, and somewhere his penchant for being unconventional is something that we come to know, that tennis cricket tournament that he participates in.
Yeah.
Many would say that for someone aspiring to be like a professional cricketer at a certain level, maybe it was not really that good an idea. But the fact is that later, when we see how his graph, it's proven right, because he comes across as a very unconventional player, as a very unconventional batsman as well. If we can talk about that part, because that has been like extremely frustrating for him as well, taking up a job just because of his parents, and still continuing that, still getting support from unconventional sources, and from friends as well. But that failure definitely must have been extremely important for him, for just building up that hunger for achieving what he finally achieved.
Yeah, of course, failures and why does something happen? There are two things, and I think I have a different take on both the things. And it's very, very different from what is general point of view. Like failures, it's extremely important. I think I would value a massive failure more than a mediocre success. But having said that, that's not my intent. Why I'll do something. But the most important thing is that the whole knowledge structure of education in our schools or anything, we are taught to be so careful. We are taught to not fail. You have to succeed. That's fine. You want to succeed, you please succeed. But being careful is the problem. You need to learn how not to be careful. You need to try different things. Only then, once in like 100 times or 200 times, you'll hit on something that's completely fresh. And that's going to change everything for everybody. So it's extremely important to fail, because without failure, you cannot get something new or fresh. You will be a very good repetition of something else, if that makes you happy. And number two is that we make logical sense of everything only looking backwards. Like I would say that, okay, MS was, he is an unconventional player, so maybe that worked because he was doing that. But at that point of time, it was not an intent. It was just like, I want to play cricket. I want that excitement. So either it's gully cricket, chatwala cricket, professional cricket, I would play cricket. Right. So he just went there. But that's what happens, like, when I look back and like, if I didn't drop out in the third year of my college, I wouldn't have gone there. I wouldn't have. So it makes sense looking backwards, but it doesn't do anything looking. I cannot prepare myself for anything that's coming in the future.
And now you're giving lectures at IIT. Okay, now coming to the portion when he's a professional cricketer and the way he performs, and after that the entire once he becomes a captain and the entire strategy part. That's that portion when he's just taking a call from Australia that via Skype or video conferencing that we have to just get away with three senior players. The names have been muted, which is understandable, but I think everyone knows that whom is he talking about. But the fact is that, considering that in the beginning portion, this is also mentioned clearly that how Saurav had supported him when he himself was not too sure that whether he'll be there in the final 11, and so it's all organic, and it was not something which apparently Dhoni had against anyone. It was primarily the interest of the country that he thought of. There's also a portion when he says that I can't be a puppet, and I would want to just have the people that I want to have. Dhoni, the strategist, building those portions, how difficult were they? Because you're not playing on screen. You primarily you're just strategizing, and you just
giving your point of view. It's as simple as the first instance that we just discussed. It was like identifying a problem and then solving the problem, irrespective of the equation I have with anybody, irrespective of how I'm supposed to be in front of anybody. But if I've identified a problem, I just as a captain, I would want to solve that problem, and that's it. And that comes across maybe to somebody as somebody who's not very compassionate, or somebody who's a strategist, but he's just doing what he's supposed to, and. There's a saying that which tells you that you repay your teacher very badly if you just become as good as him. You need to be better. You need to take a few more steps. But the whole intent is not to justify some equation with anybody, but to solve the problem that is there. And as a captain, you were just doing that. Okay, now coming to your Dhoni the person and the way you portray that. First of all, the weight loss, we discussed that in the last interview. How difficult was it? Because from a teenager to the various stages that you've portrayed, how difficult was that to just get into that shape? It was not that difficult. The only thing that was difficult was to figure out the man. Let me be very honest and precise. To know how he thinks, because there are times that when I would not know how I operate and what works, what I do, what doesn't work. So it's very difficult for me to understand myself. So to understand somebody else in a very honest way, it's very, very difficult. So that was the only difficult thing. Everything else, like intonation, weight loss, cricketing skills, they required two things. One, how to do it, and two, time. So I had plenty of time, and we had people on board to figure out how to do it. So it was not that difficult.
That one particular moment when he comes to know about the death of the Shah's character, and he says that he just wants to stop the car and wants to come out of it. I think that's a beautiful moment, because that entire simmering of emotions and just coming out of the car and just breaking down after that. As an actor, what was your preparation for that particular scene?
I could understand that feeling because I have seen losses in my life as well. And I know why he did that, because normally what happens is, like my family, I have 4 sisters. My dad is still there. Unfortunately, I lost my mother in 2002 when I was 16 or 18. So what happens is, so they talk to me every day, all my sisters, they're elder sisters. So I'll tell them everything that's good here, that's happening here, because I know with all the love and good feelings about me, they there cannot help me here. But if I tell them what's the problem, and every day I have some problem, I'll just make them not happy. So that's why I won't discuss until a point that I just don't know how to deal with it. So it's the same with him. He is quiet also because he doesn't want to share it with his family or his friends, because he knows that they cannot help him. So why to trouble them? And so it has become a habit, and to a point that when he actually hears something that's so loss of his love, he doesn't want to just show it, because it will just make things worse. So he just went out and he did it and left. So it says a lot about the personality.
And also there's like a sense of humor which is, I think, has come out nicely in a subtle manner.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, the best part when in the railways quarters.
Yeah.
That 15 दिन से ये phone जो है ये खराब है, and then he just comes from behind.
Yeah.
And I particularly like that scene very much when that railway guy, he comes to your hotel in the later part, and he sees those girls with mini skirts, and he just, after talking to you, he just advises you that maybe वो कपड़े जो हैं थोड़े से लंबे होने चाहिए थे.
हम कुछ
and the way you say करते हैं
हम कुछ करते हैं.
The way you say that you're not dismissing him, and that yes, what you're saying is valid. I think that humor in a subtle manner.
Yeah.
If you can discuss that.
So I could again, I think that if an actor doesn't understand the emotion,
Right.
He can never, with all his intent and hard work, he can never portray it, because he needs to understand what's happening. I have seen this in my life. I have also, from where I started, growing up in a small city, thinking that somehow getting a job and financial security and then recognition is the biggest thing that can happen to me. And then going to Delhi, then figuring out something else that excites me, then slogging there, not to prove a point, but just because I like it so much. And then making it big in the sense of money and recognition. It didn't change anything in the way I approach my craft, but from an outside perspective, my bank balance and everything has gone up. So now, I can understand this. So now when I talk to anybody who were there when I started out, so I want to make sure of 2 things. 1, I still get them. And 2, I don't want to make them feel bad. You know what I'm saying? If I give you a logical explanation, नहीं भैया शहर में तो ऐसे ही पहनते, so why do I need to give you a ज्ञान?
Correct.
So it's like it's understanding and making sure that the other person doesn't get offended.
Right.
So just these 2 things.
Now, 2 more things. I think you have some amazing supporting actors, and all the guys who played your friends, and both in the railways as well as in your childhood days. I think they were fantastic. Something about their contribution, because I think it's important to have like a good support cast to just even augment your own performance.
Because now it's my belief, and that's why I did a film called PK also. I don't think that there are supporting characters and there is a main character. Of course, in terms of time, you can say that. In terms of what he does that brings to the conclusion of the film, you can say that. But when a scene is happening and you have co-stars, they are equally important to make everything go live. You know what I'm saying? And they have this, if you are fortunate enough to have good co-actors, they have this ability to take your performance to some other level which you can never ever plan. Because if you are alive and prepared and you're doing what you're supposed to do, and suddenly my co-actor does an improv which I'm not planned, ready for, and I'm listening, I'll react to that in a completely fresh way, which I can never plan. So when you plan, you dilute the reality of it.
Absolutely.
But when this happens, you come up with something, and actually people think that you are acting very well.
Surprising element is there.
But what you are doing is you're just listening. So yeah, each and every actor is very, very and equally important.
The two love stories, I think both of them, they're short, but definitely both the girls and the love stories, they create an impact. Are you happy with the performances of both the girls, Disha as well as Kiara? And apart from that, both are cute in their own way, and I think both are interlinked in a way as well.
True.
Somewhere they get.
And I think they are very new as well. I mean, like Disha was her first film, and Kiara's was second. To understand what is required, to know that you don't have many scenes to get to the bottom line of your character and portray it. Disha's character, when she dies in the film, what was required was me as the character and the audience to feel for her. It is very different, very difficult in those many scenes to actually create that impact that you start feeling for me.
Correct.
She did it. The second was Kiara, and I still remember that, although I was not there, but I still remember the phone conversation. It defined the entire character. It has to be so effective that this guy who's got this Teflon coating on him, done nothing affects him, he keeps the phone down, and he's also thinking about somebody else at that point of time. He keeps the phone down, but it has gone here, and he proposes to her. And with Kiara too, I mean, like, it was the same thing. I think though defining the scene that completely defined the character was the phone conversation that we have when I proposed to her. So two things. Number one, to get that right to an extent that this character who doesn't get affected by any emotion that much decides that he's going to marry her and proposes to her, which was quite in place. I mean, like, I think it was terrific, the performance. And the second thing is that in just 2-3 scenes and a song probably, you need to convince me as an audience that you can actually do that. So create that pattern so that doesn't look that jarring. So she also, like, very, very effective. Like, kudos to both of them because they are not that experienced actors, but they were just so good in the film.
Absolutely. Now, coming to a bit of criticism. Most of the reviews have been extremely positive. I read a few reviews which were not so positive, and I found them a bit funny as well, because somehow I felt that maybe they've seen two different movies. And we did public opinion both in India, both in Mumbai, single screen as well as multiplex. They were extremely positive. We also did a public opinion in San Francisco. We do in USA for bigger movies. That was extremely positive as well. Still, let's come to at least a couple of points which people have said. One was that maybe in a biopic, people tend to expect some sort of maybe some loopholes of a person as well, maybe some flaws as well if they can come across. I felt certain flaws were definitely discovered, like he was quite self-centered and he just wanted things his own way and everything, which is in a way flaw as well. Some people can say that he was very focused. Do you feel that it's like a fair criticism that maybe more flaws can have been discovered as well to make it more convincing?
It is just not, because I think I've read all the books that are there, that are printed on every genre of film, and nowhere it says that a biopic means you need to include everything. I believe that if 4 or 5 different directors are making a film on the same guy, we can have 4 or 5 different films. The events would be same, but the way they are looking, the things that they are punctuating, and there's a pattern to it. So the most important thing is, as a director, what I want to say, what I want to punctuate. This story talks about this guy from this very small city making it so big. This film talks about dreaming big and for some reason becoming so sure that's going to happen without the backing of history. And this film talks about that he doesn't change. So in all these three things, there needs to be a pattern. I don't think that that was required. So first of all, biopics should have loopholes. Get me a book that says that. I mean, like, it's not there. And two, what Neeraj was trying to communicate through the film, it wasn't required.
Okay, the second has been about the duration. That maybe duration, if it was slightly maybe on the shorter side, it could have been like maybe even more impactful than what it has been. Do you agree with that?
No. Again, no. It was very important for us to cover till 2011. That was the most important thing. That was the focal point. But if you are covering till 2011 and something also which is not very important in the context of the film, but it has happened, you cannot avoid that. So Sakshi episode was important. Priyanka was important for Sakshi. So it all adds up. And a good film is when you add 3-4 things, the sum is more than the real sum of it actually has a very different effect. So everything that was there, I think, was required. But thinking in a different point of view, if you make a 2-hour film, you'll have more number of shows every day. So you can make more money.
Definitely.
Probably. But that's about it. I don't think there was a single frame which was not required in the totality of what we wanted to communicate.
Since the time the movie has released and it has been doing extremely well, it's been definitely obviously like an extremely positive experience for you, but also, once you make it big and like just 100 crores, and obviously all the judgments, they start coming in as well. It's funny that if an actor, if he has a successful film, if he doesn't raise his price, it is said that maybe he lacks the business skills and he needs to acquire like a better manager or something like that. And if he does raise his price, he said that
he's got arrogance.
Okay, he's becoming pricey.
Yeah.
Is it something that how are you dealing with such things?
2 things. One, if you are successful, please raise your price, because you don't know the next failure. You won't be responsible for it, but you will fail and nobody will hire you again. So make money till the time you can.
Make hay while the sun shines. Okay.
Having said that, fortunately or unfortunately, I had signed 5 films before Dhoni got released.
Right.
So I was not renegotiating my money. 3, suddenly all these negative articles are around me, talking about my tantrums and all these things, which is very funny because they don't affect me, number 1. And 2 is, I know that, I think everybody has woken up, because till now I wasn't even discussed, and now they are targeting me. So I have that quote, that Mahatma Gandhi's quote, and I've actually added 2 lines, which I also tweeted recently.
Right.
It's like, how do you know? What's the litmus test of knowing that you're going right? So first, people, they ignore you completely. Then they will laugh at you.
Right.
Then they will fight with you.
Right.
And then you win. Till now it was Mahatma Gandhi. I've added 2 lines. And the funny thing is, you were never bothered. Not because you are dismissive of people's opinion, but you are doing it because of something completely different. I don't want money in the sense of I don't work for money. You give it to me, I'll keep it. But if you don't give it to me, I'm still happy. So I don't work for that. You think that by doing a negative stories, people would think badly about me. I don't care. That's their headache. They need to deal with it. As far as me and my equation with my work is concerned, it is undiluted. So please don't waste your time.
And apparently, you've been just changing scenes and
suddenly
opinions on that. And
maybe I had this premonition that my film would do 100 crores, and because Rabta I was shooting 2 months back.
Right.
So maybe I had a premonition that this film would do, so I can do it right now. And I was throwing time. This is absurd. Because one thing that I'm craving for in each and every film, play or TV show, that my director to come up to me and say that, no, you know what is not working? Let's try something else. And then you are alive again. Right. Let's try something else. Why would I try to change the scene? It's completely absurd. So also I just have a request for all these people who are doing it, that at least be slightly innovative. Negative, fine, but slightly innovative so that आपको पढ़ने में मजा आए. वही tantrums, वही पैसे बढ़ा दिया, मजा अलग करो.
Okay, and Rapta, I think that you've seen the promo, and the promo I think will be launched, I think, pretty soon as well. What's the latest on Rabta?
Yeah, so everything is done. I think there is just one song left, which we will do, I think in the first week of next month. And that's about it. We saw the teaser and we are very, very excited about it.
Okay, and the release date and everything?
I think it's first quarter of next year.
First quarter, not been logged.
Maybe like most probably in Feb.
14th or
yeah, but
like,
there are
like
other
Valentine's
things,
Day?
there are other technicalities that they're figuring out.
Okay, and Takadum, you guys have started the readings right
Takadum,
now.
yeah.
Today is Parinithi's birthday. You like to wish her?
I already did.
You've already done that. Okay.
Yeah.
No, she loves wishes actually. So even if you
she also loves cakes, although she's not allowed to have it.
She says exactly the way you said it. I'm not allowed to have it.
So what I do is while reading, I call for cookies and ice creams and I eat in front of her, just to make her feel very bad.
So what is Takadum all about? Whom you Jania, he's a very like amusing guy. He was a very interesting guy in his own right, and he was involved in Rabta as well, I believe, because
he's one of the producers.
Yeah, and so what is Takadum all about? Very amusing name as well.
Takadum is a world of music, basically, and these very, very interesting characters who are completely off because of the kind of pattern we know, but they are completely off, and just because they are completely off, they get each other. And because there's one thing that is the similarity, and that's the understanding of the language of music. Both get it, and so they know this for sure that they both get it, but they're figuring out things about each other throughout the film, which is very, very interesting. It's based on a book also, although I've been told not to mention it.
Okay.
So it will take away the masala of the film if you already know about it.
Cool. Something about your forthcoming, the other three films as well, and what exactly have you been offered something interesting like off late, and that
as I said, I had 4 or 5 films before Dhoni released. So there's another film that in the pipeline that we are discussing. That's a thing on that's a space film basically. So I play an astronaut in that.
Correct. You spoke about that in the last interview.
Yeah, so Sanjay Singh Chauhan directs it. And then there is a film with Dharma, which is another very quintessential love story. But the pattern, the thing is, and there is a biopic on Murlikant Petkar, which I'm gonna co-produce. Yeah, so he's the first guy who got us gold medal in Paralympics and Commonwealth. And it's got, not just because of that, but it's got amazing story, brilliant story. I mean, like if I tell you that, okay, this is something that I have written, you will say that it's too good to be true. So it's that good and that compelling, so I'll do that. The pattern is that all the worlds are very different from each other and all the characters are completely different from each other. And my intent is not to see my variety, but it will just keep me going because I don't know how to do it.
Okay. Sushant, we've taken a few questions from your fans. There are too many of them, but let's try and take a few of them. They've been asking for a long time now.
Sure.
All right. This is Suyash Shirekar from Nagpur. You always say that you don't take yourself seriously. In what way you achieve that?
The same way that I've been punctuating it throughout the interview. And when you do something, like I'll give you an example. When I play video game, I'm so hooked to it that I'm completely there. So when you're completely there, you don't know what's happening, you don't know how you're looking, you're just there, you just want to go to the next level. Because that thing attracts your attention that much.
Sure.
And your focus defines your reality, is what I think. So I am doing something that completely attracts my attention. Every shot. So I'm completely there, away from who am I, what should I defend, what should I project. So that's, in that sense, I don't take myself seriously.
This is Saloni. How was it when he was around M.S. Dhoni and his daughter Ziva? Can you share any cute moments of them?
Yeah, I think I took a picture and put it up. Sakshi put it up on Insta, and then I also put. She's the cutest girl I've ever met, and I was trying to be friends with her, but she's like, you need to justify that thing. But yeah, so it was very cute to see how MS reacts with his daughter.
Isam from Hyderabad. We know you are a fan of Shah Rukh Khan. We loved you, but what is the thing in of Shah Rukh that inspires you the most?
Passion.
Passion, okay.
Anybody who's passionate, I'm a fan of that person.
Chandni from Gujarat. Who's your favorite current singer?
Singer? Bollywood singer? Arijit, maybe?
Anyone. It can be anyone that even English singer if you want.
I used to like One Direction as a band, although it doesn't suit my age. But then, yeah. But here, Arijit.
All right, this is Nilgun from Turkey. Does he want to be a part of a remake movie? If so, which movie?
Good movie. We should not be. I strongly believe we should not be remaking bad movies, which we do.
Okay, Ashweta from Auckland. What is the most unique memory of shooting Dhoni?
Meeting MS for the first time, because he has been a big question mark for the last 10, 12 years of my life. I've been following him, but could not decode him as how he thinks. So when I met him for the first time.
This is Karan from Pune. There are talks that Sushant will soon produce a movie. What is the film all about?
Just answered. It's Mullikant Petkar, not the producer, but one of the producers.
Okay, you're co-producing it. Okay, all right. This is Shivangi from Agra. How do you manage to look perfect and energetic every single moment?
Perfect? How do I manage to look perfect?
Look perfect and energetic.
Look perfect, the credit goes to my makeup, hair and my stylist. And energetic, because that's what success is for me, to be excited about things.
Okay, this is Rani. This is, I don't know the city or country, but what are the things that stayed with you that your mom expressed or said to you?
Did my mom what?
Expressed or said to you? What is it that your mom said that has stayed with you?
That you crave for anything and you think that is gonna last, it doesn't.
This is Rupsa from Kolkata. When your fans tweet you things like follow back, reply me and stuff, does that bother you?
No,
It doesn't.
it doesn't. It doesn't mean that I'll follow back, but it doesn't bother me. Nothing.
Okay. In fact, I think Rajat Kapoor had tweeted to you that you've got like a massive fan following you. You said that they
Yeah,
basically
because
like
I think
good
he
films.
got trolled because of that, and I was not. So I was just. It was not a sarcastic tweet. It was just that, you know what, I don't look as good as him, but if you watch the film, you won't be disappointed. I really wanted to say that.
Okay, this is Shruti from Kolkata. Who's your favorite author?
Kurt Vonnegut.
Okay. This is Riza from Malaysia. He loves reading literature. Which ones are his favorite?
The Unbearable Lightness of Being, 100 Years of Solitude, and Norwegian Wood.
Right. Your interest in literature is as diverse as Virginia Woolf to Mormon.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. This is SSR is by from USA. When is the teaser for Rapta coming? So that you're not telling right now.
I think in a month.
In a month's time?
Yeah.
Bunty from Surat, how many hours you practiced for the helicopter shot?
Not just specifically helicopter, but we were playing cricket for 6 hours every day for 10 months.
Do you miss cricket?
I do. I go to this place called Smash.
You play regularly?
Yeah, so whenever I get time, I go there, so you have live. you have animation of Wasim Akram bowling at you, and they are very, very tough balls. If you play actually professional cricket there,
right,
they are very, very. They are like as good as Ranji bowlers. So yeah, I do that.
This is Snehal from Pune. How excited is he to work with Irfan in Takadum?
Very excited, because I've been a big, big admirer of him. I just love him as an actor, and there are chances that there will be takes in which I will just look at him and admire and completely forget about the scene. And so I will try my best not to let it happen.
Okay, last question. This is Varnika from Kolkata. One actress you want to work with in the future?
One actress?
You want to work with in the future?
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep.
Given that wish, I'll take this name, because she is the best actor I know of.
Great, and we'll quickly do like a rapid fire as well.
There's no hamper?
Sushant Singh Rajput. This time actually
you gifted me something the last time.
Yeah, so right now, since you don't have a competition, so we don't have a, but
right,
next time for sure. This is rapid fire. Sushant Singh Rajput, amongst all the cricketers, who do you think has the best of swag, apart from Dhoni?
Kohli.
Okay, if you have to swap one of your quality with MSD, which quality will it be?
Cricketing skills. I'm still not there.
An inspiring quote you would love to dedicate to everyone.
He who thinks he can, he who thinks he can't are both usually right.
Can you say that once again?
He who thinks he can and he who thinks he can't are both usually right.
Very abstract, man. Seriously, but good, really good. If there's a cricket match between Bollywood celebrities, who from Bollywood you think will be best for following posts? Wicketkeeper.
Me.
Captain.
Mr. Bachchan.
Umpire.
You.
Commentator.
Commentator. Alia.
Cheerleader.
Can I also be the cheerleader? and wicket keep at the same time. I can do both.
No, you can't actually.
Right. Cheerleader would be, I think Tiger, he dances very well.
When alone at home, what's Sushant's favorite time pass? What is it that you like to do?
Right now, I mean, like it changes all the time, but right now it's guitar and books.
Okay.
And video games.
An upcoming film of yours you think will be a milestone film of your career?
All my films. That's why I'm doing it.
Great. A food item you cannot live without?
Gulab Jamun.
Gulab Jamun. All right. Fantastic. So Sushant, first of all, thank you for just finding out time, because he's really just literally found time for us. We've been just requesting him for quite some time. So thank you very much for that, and congratulations once again for the huge success of M.S. Dhoni. You know, more than the box office success, it's a film that stays with people.
True.
It's a film that you can go back and watch again and again, because there's a lot to just look into it, and also, it's entertaining.
And also it's one of the characters that will stay with me forever.
Definitely it will. So thank you very much, and all the best wishes for all your future ventures, and happy Diwali to you.
Thank you, Faridoon. Thank you so much.
Thanks. That's all we have from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.